The boy was practicing javelin, but he accidentally broke his family's window.
Right, that's it. Eddie, you are not an athlete.
Yet the next second, he started training again, because his biggest dream was to become an Olympic athlete. The iron box his mother prepared for his trophies was filled with broken glasses instead. His father finally couldn't stand his nonsense anymore, and took him to a construction site to paint walls. A ski resort next to the site caught Eddie's attention, and from that day on, Eddie fell in love with skiing. Gradually, his home was filled with various medals and trophies, but he still failed to qualify for the Olympics. During the selection, the president of the national team told him,
"You will never be Olympic material."
When he got home, Eddie put his skis away, deciding to find a job to support himself. But soon, he was drawn to an even more thrilling sport. The next day, he went to the Sports Association headquarters to sign up for ski jumping, only to learn there was no ski jumping team to sign up for at all. Eddie walked out the door and jumped for joy. Back home, he packed his luggage right away, then told his parents,
"I'm going to be an Olympic ski jumper."
His father firmly opposed his decision, but Eddie was full of confidence. He went to the ski jumping venue, looked at the steep slope in front of him, and the athlete's standard movements, then couldn't wait to rush into the field. At night, with nowhere to go, he sneaked into a bar's storage room to sleep. Early the next morning, the bar owner found him, and agreed to let him stay overnight, on the condition that he helped out at the bar. Excited, he stepped onto the 15-meter jump, skied down easily, thinking, how hard can this be? Then, filled with overconfidence, he climbed up the steeper 40-meter jump. He fell hard, tumbling head over heels. He didn't lose heart. This time, he flew higher, and fell even harder. Once, twice, 3 times, 8 times. He perfectly embodied the saying, "Skiing beats me 1,000 times. Yet I love it like my first love." This went on until he met Perry. Perry chased him away from the slope. He also learned from the bar owner that Perry had once been an extremely talented athlete, but was banned later due to alcoholism. Eddie found Perry, wanting him to coach his training, but was rejected without mercy. Eddie didn't get discouraged either. He kept greeting Perry shamelessly at the venue. Perry finally gave Eddie a piece of advice. Watch that guy's movements more. He's currently the second best skier in the world, but it would have been better if he hadn't watched. As soon as he looked, the world's second best skier also fell. Headfirst, no less. He passed out immediately, and was carried away on a stretcher. When Perry got drunk, he taught Eddie the skills and essence of ski jumping, then explained the danger levels of the jumps. Fail a 70-meter jump, and you might still recover if you're lucky. But for a 90-meter jump, nail it, and you'll become famous. Mess it up, and you'll die. After saying that, Perry stepped onto the 90-meter jump. He leaped off the platform, savoring the thrill of speed. His body traced a graceful arc in the air, before landing perfectly, and walking away casually. With Perry's guidance, Eddie also completed the 40-meter jump. After landing, he felt invincible again. He rushed to find Perry, eager to challenge the 70-meter jump. When they arrived at the slope, Perry only said to him, "Don't die." Then he sat down at the bottom of the slope. Eddie walked up the jump, stared at the height, and felt a twinge of fear in his heart. He wanted someone behind him to give him a push, but accidentally slipped and fell. Undoubtedly, he failed this time. He crashed heavily into the snow, and the inertia of the fall made him roll continuously, until he reached the bottom of the slope. Then he was honorably carried away on a stretcher. Eddie had successfully landed himself in the hospital. Looking at the young man in the hospital bed, Perry's heart was touched. The next day, Perry found Eddie, deciding to teach him how to land properly before the championship next month. That way, Eddie could qualify for the Olympics. Hearing this news, Eddie was even more motivated. As soon as he was discharged from the hospital, he found Perry, and they started intense training. Soon, the championship began. All he needed was a successful jump to fulfill his dream, and he didn't let his hard work go to waste, though he only jumped 34 meters. But reality played a cruel trick on him. The national team changed the requirements at the last minute, increasing the distance to 61 meters. They disqualified Eddie from the Olympics, on the grounds that his jump was too short. In truth, they just didn't want to waste resources on him. Eddie then called Perry for help. He planned to compete in the European tour. Eddie went home, secretly took his father's car while he was still asleep, and drove to find Perry. They started formal training. Through relentless effort, he kept breaking his own record in each competition. Finally, in the last competition, he jumped 61 meters. If he could maintain this distance in the test the next day, he would qualify for the Olympics. But fate had other plans. Too excited, Eddie lost his balance and fell to the ground upon landing. Peary watched helplessly. After the failure, Eddie found the venue staff and begged for another jump, but was rejected without mercy. He called his parents, saying he wouldn't act recklessly anymore. Just as Eddie was about to give up on his dream, he received a letter. Eddie's trial jump result was officially valid. He found Peary, excitedly telling him the news, and started packing his bags to compete right away. But Peary stopped him. Going to the Olympics will only prove your last. Give me 4 years. Let me train you properly. But Eddie was determined to compete immediately. Their disagreement turned into an argument. Eddie drove off alone. He made it to the Winter Olympics as he'd wished. The other team members ostracized him relentlessly. Watching the Finnish flying man soar 114 meters, Eddie felt a surge of longing in his heart. Finally, it was his turn. He landed steadily, scoring 60.5 meters, a new British record. He savored his moment of glory, cheering and interacting with the audience. Maybe this was exactly what he'd been chasing. Soon, he was swarmed by reporters for interviews. Even though his score was far from top tier, he immersed himself in the cheers and applause. He called Peary, eager to prove his choice was right. But Peary cut to the chase with a sharp truth.
And the very minute that 90-meter competition starts, you'll be forgotten. Okay, so enjoy your 15 minutes of fame.
Eddie hung up the phone. He stood quietly in the venue, watching other athletes leap effortlessly off the 90-meter jump. Then he summoned the reporters again, openly acknowledging his shortcomings. To prove himself, he decided to challenge the 90-meter jump. This shocked Peary so much he almost choked on his drink while watching on TV. He rushed to the venue, resolving to support Eddie as always. Before his jump, Eddie met the world's top skier. The champion told him, "I won the gold medal, but I didn't give it my all. If I had competed to my fullest, even if I'd finished last, I would have been happier." Eddie sat on the 90-meter platform, flashbacks of all the doubts and mockery flooding his mind. Luckily, a staff member roused him just in time. He leaped off the 90-meter jump. Higher altitude, faster speed, and temperatures dropping drastically. He struggled to maintain balance, executing each move with all his might. His jump held the hearts of everyone watching. He stumbled slightly on landing, almost touching the ground with his back, but managed to steady himself in the end. His final result was officially confirmed, another new British record. But his challenge didn't end there. The true meaning of the Olympics isn't about winning or losing. It's about participation. The meaning of life isn't about victory. It's about striving with all your heart.